Just wrapping up, and we're pleased to be joined by Enrique Cruz, offensive tackle with the Orange. Enrique, thanks so much for coming on. How are you today?
Man, I'm great, man. Thank you for having me.
All right, first things first, I've been asking everybody we've been having on, how's camp going to this point?
Camp's going wonderful, man. Getting better every day, getting more and more consistent. Nothing more I can ask for.
We look at this offense, and we know what Garrett Schrader is. We know what Oronde Gadsden is. To some degree, we think we know what LaQuinn Allen is. We saw some glimpses last year. There are some questions along the offensive line because of some departures. I mean, what is the offensive line? Can you take us through your unit and what fans can expect this year out of the O-line?
Our unit, we're a good, nice, young, athletic unit. And I just feel like there's no drop-off, just perform even better than we did last year. I feel like that's just our goal, just keep on getting better every year and every game.
You're charged with protecting Garrett Schrader, a guy that, doesn't just sit in the pocket and throw passes. He's out there running around quite a bit as well. How is it working in front of a quarterback like that? And I guess what challenge does that present you as an offensive lineman when it's, not strictly pass coverage or run blocking, but, you're also dealing with a quarterback who can use his feet and scramble and get out and make plays on his own?
Well, it's not really a challenge, actually. It's more so a blessing having a quarterback who's super athletic and can also make plays. I just feel like it just keeps the offense going, and I just feel like the way he's able to extend plays, even if the offense didn't get the first read, I just feel like that's just amazing. And I think it actually makes our job as offensive linemen easier.
Paulie and I were talking about Dino's comments following practice yesterday. He said that, Garrett's not quite up to speed yet, and that, that they're going to overwork his arm here, fatigue it a little bit, and then prepare for the season ahead as he works his way back from off-season arm surgery. I know he's been on a pitch count during camp. How has he looked, though, when he's been out there? How's he throwing the ball? And, can you kind of be our eyes for us, so to speak? How's he look so far?
He's been looking great. Not really any drop-off, you know what I mean? Just got to get back in the groove of things. But other than that, his arm has been looking great.
And I would imagine that offers, other guys more reps, right? I mean, and that's a big thing. Paulie and I were talking about, this first game against Colgate. It's important for the starters to get in, get their work in, and then, have the backups get some valuable experience. At this point in camp, I guess, especially with the quarterbacks, I mean, how important is it for those younger guys to get those extra reps and to help develop depth that, God forbid, if something happens, injury or otherwise with a starter, you've got those backups who can come in and make plays for you?
No, it's amazing. Throughout the year, you never know what happens, and it's just good getting people win. So when it's the time to step up, they know what they're doing. They're not, they do what they got to do.
Does it make it more difficult for you guys to not have the guy who's going to be back there the bulk of the time during these scrimmages, to work with him, or is it a thing where it's better to get the guys that don't have the experience in?
It's one of those things where it's like in between, it's better to get the guys who don't have that much experience in, but you would definitely like to have your guy back there so you guys can get grooved together.
How's it been working with Steve Farmer? And does it give you guys, confidence bringing in a guy with, a proven track record of developing offensive lines? And, what's that relationship been like? What's he been like to play for?
Oh, he's an amazing coach. He really does know how to develop offensive linemen. He's been developing all of us, and has overall been getting way better, just technical-wise and just mindset-wise, just knowing football and just knowing defenses.
I do want to ask you about, your NIL deal. We have Mark Capello on with us quite a bit. He's a friend of the program, and he's talked to us about the Syracuse tailgate. And can you talk a little bit about how you got involved with that and what that's meant to you, over the course of the last year or so, your ability to be involved in that way with the fans and kind of get to know some of the loyal fans?
I got involved with it through this app called Influencer that every athlete has. They sent it out to everybody, and you just had to apply to be one. And thankfully, and I'm very blessed that I was the one who was picked. And it's been so far, it's been an amazing experience. Getting to know the fans are just so loyal to Syracuse, and just my family meeting them. Now they're more so like family. Like we talk all the time, and it's just it's one of those things where it's just amazing getting to know people who were outside of sports who support us.
Year 3 for you in this program, and you've had a chance to work with and learn under some really good offensive linemen. Matthew Bergeron in particular comes to mind of a guy who did it the right way on the field, off the field. What did you take from Matthew Bergeron and kind of what he was as an offensive lineman, but also the way he went about his business, in the classroom and in the locker room and so on and so forth?
Bergeron he was a business first type of person. He always took football in school seriously, and it's one of those things that I took from him. And I know a lot of his practice, the way he practices, and the stuff he used to do after practice, that as well. But it's like he was a business, still is a business first person. He takes care of what he got to take care of, and then the rest follows. So that's one of those things that he taught me as a freshman that I just do.
Do you feel like you have developed as a player? Again, as you're going into year 3 now, what have you learned maybe since you got here that has helped you as a player as you head into your 3rd year?
I learned a lot of stuff, but I definitely do feel like I got a million times better. One of the things I had to learn is that it's not high school football. You really got to take account for yourself and do things yourself. Like, there's no, if you don't have that self-motivation, then you're just not going to be good because there's nobody else that's really pushing you except for your coaches, you know what I mean? And your coaches only really do stuff inside of football. So it's really the self-motivation to get up and put the work in.
Do you guys carry some momentum with you from last year? The fact that you got to a bowl game and, started 6-0 and you saw what it could be like, and injuries and some other things derailed the second half of the year, but you still got to a bowl game, still won 7 games. Do you carry over with you some positive feelings from last year that can apply to this year?
Yeah, definitely. We definitely carry a lot of positive feelings and like a lot of just positivity, knowing that we could come in these games, we could dominate and win them all. So it's just definitely last year was definitely a step for us. And we're going to keep on stepping forward, stepping up.
And I guess my last question is, and this is what fans want to know, you think this is a bowl team this year? Do you think you're going to back-to-back bowl games?
Yes, sir. No doubt about it.
All right. I like the confidence. Enrique, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for coming on, especially right after practice. We do appreciate it. And enjoy the rest of the preseason. Best of luck as the season starts up.
For sure. Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, you as well. Enrique Cruz joining us here on the show. And with that, we'll hit our first time out. Phone lines open the rest of hour number 1, 315-437-7644. We are back after this on ESPN Radio.
The Countdown.